Hop in for a driving tour where we see two historic landmarks near Zion National Park in St. George, Utah, a unique property on a unique piece of land in a small town near Zion, our favorite place to eat in the entire St. George region, and a cool new construction community in an even cooler town in between St. George and Zion. Let's get started. Let's go for a ride. So we're going to be showing you some really interesting things today, some historic landmarks. We're actually heading up to a historic landmark right now. We're heading to the Rockville Bridge. So we are in the city of Rockville, just showing you some beautiful small towns near Zion National Park and St. George, Utah. So this is our first historic landmark. We're going to show you another one. We're also going to show you our favorite place to eat in the entire St. George / Zion National Park area. We're going to show you a very interesting property that is on a unique piece of land, and then we'll show you some cool properties, a new construction development in another really cool town close to Zion National Park. So you could probably see as I'm talking, I'm not even paying attention. We just went under the Rockville Bridge. So that's the first thing we were going to show you.
Yeah, and Rockville itself is one town away from Zion National Park. So it goes Rockville, then Springdale, and then you're at Zion. So we're very close to Zion itself. And Rockville actually is, what is the population here?
Probably about 400.
Yeah, I think about 400.
So the interesting thing about a place like Rockville is that you really aren't that far away from downtown St. George. So let's see, how far are we from downtown St. George? So downtown St. George with all of the hospital, and all of the shopping that's there, it's 45 minutes away. So you feel a world away. You feel so far, but you're only 45 minutes away. So it's kind of one of the places where you can have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, and so you'll see, so Rockville has some really interesting quirks to it. So actually, we're going to be approaching one actually very soon.
Yeah.
Where you can actually have, there's even a house available right now from a Parade of Homes house that is fronting, the front of it is actually a vineyard.
Yeah.
Which you don't associate southern Utah to.
Yeah, it has an agricultural easement, so the property is built right next to a vineyard. You don't own the vineyard if you buy this property, and they're actually building, is it 2 more homes next to this vineyard, and it's absolutely beautiful. So when we get to it, because it is a private drive, we won't drive to it today, but I will just show you a bunch of B-roll of the actual property because we were there at the Parade of Homes. So we're actually heading we're almost there. So you'll see the
private driveway.
Yeah, you'll see the little montage that I'm going to do to show you it. And then
I love montages. So before we continue, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Sean Dezad.
And I'm Courtney Dezad.
And I'm a licensed realtor here in the state of Utah. And if you're watching this channel, you might be thinking, wow, Sean, I love St. George. I love the blue skies. I love the actually year-round weather. I can't wait to move here now. The problem is I'm not local. I may be out of state. I may be even out of the country. So I don't know what to do. And I totally get that. That's when we reach out to us, because we work with a team that has over 40 years of experience selling properties here in the greater St. George region itself. So we know all the nooks and crannies. So what you want to do is you want to give us a call or shoot us a text.
Yes, that number is a cell phone, so you can call us or text us, or you can use WhatsApp if you're outside the country.
And then after that, we'll show you another historic site. So here to our right, where it says for sale, that's the unique property.
we're done with that unique property.
Yes, and now we're going to another unique situation here.
Yes, this is a historic landmark. Very interesting. Anytime you come out here, even if it's just like some random Monday, there's going to be a decent amount of tourists out here. Very peaceful, very beautiful little place. So you have to kind of drive on a dirt road, so we won't do that, but we'll do another montage for you.
Yeah, this is like the spillover effect from the Zion tourists, right? Like, so they're going, well, we saw Zion. Let's see a few more, notable places.
Yeah.
Points of interest.
No, so we're heading to that right now, and then when we get there, I'll tell you what it is, so.
It's funny, like when you turn around and go the opposite direction, the views are incredible because you're seeing all just Zion and it's all its glory.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're almost at the dirt road. So where we're heading is a place, it's called Grafton Ghost Town. So it was a little settlement in the mid 1800s. They actually just found that it wasn't, really a place that they could live. So the settlers that were there ended up moving to Rockville, which is where we are here. So yeah, we will show you the montage of that right now. So now that you have seen the montage of the Grafton ghost town, now we're heading out of Rockville. We just wanted to show you just how beautiful it is here. Just so beautiful. I just love the green here. The green is so vibrant. You can see obviously the rocks as you head closer to Zion National Park, and then we're gonna go through the bridge again. So stay tuned, because next up we're going to show you our favorite place to eat in all of the Washington County region, so all of the St. George region. It's actually in Springdale, so we'll head to that first. And then we will also, after that, we'll show you a cool little development in another small town, a little bit closer to St. George actually, so as you're heading back to St. George.
So this is Main Street.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're on Main Street right now, just as we're heading through Rockville, gonna hit Springdale, which is the town basically right before Zion National Park.
And 1 or 2 tourists come through here every year.
Oh man, it's crazy, like when you come here, just how many different accents you hear. There's so many people that come from all over the world. It's crazy.
Yeah, and obviously this road, it's Highway 9, I believe. It's, obviously it can go to 65 miles an hour in certain sections, and it slows down pretty dramatically to like 40 or so as you go through like these towns. Yeah, and obviously, you'll see all these fences for land, right? So you're going, I can just go stake my claim and get some land. We do get people that reach out for land. Just understand that a couple things about land. One, land ain't cheap. Like, all of it's spoken for. It's not like there's any open land left to claim. But like, a lot of it is state land or private land, that kind of thing. Even this Wild Time Cafe, it's actually set in this hundreds of acres of land that was acquired by Paul Allen, the co-founder of Microsoft, several years ago.
And he doesn't own it now.
Yeah, and since then it's been
resold. Yeah.
But as far as the land is concerned, is not cheap. Even though the Virgin River runs through it, even if you could get land for relatively inexpensive price, you still have to, if it doesn't have a well, you have to be very conscious of water rights here. So, if you need well water, and you have the rights to all that, it still costs actually a good amount of money just to even drill a well.
Yeah, so here we are at
Wild Time Cafe.
This is on the land that
Paul Allen used to own.
Yeah, Paul Allen used to own it. So what's interesting about this land that we're on right now, this ranch that we're on right now, that used to be owned by Paul Allen, is that it's not without its controversy. I mean, I can't really speak to it because I'm not, really too involved in it, but they are going to be building a
resort,
a very expensive resort on this land. It actually was rezoned. So obviously, when something like that happens, it's not without its controversy. I mean, obviously you can Google it and look for yourself. There's been a decent amount written about it. So yeah.
In fact, I believe, I think when Paul Allen bought it, it was an agreement not to develop it.
Yeah.
But it has since been sold, and the new owner is getting it rezoned.
Yeah, the new owner got it rezoned, and so it's going to be a high-end resort. So, I mean, yeah, I don't really feel like I know enough about it to
have an opinion.
Yeah, to have an opinion, but yeah, that's sort of the story on this. But regardless, this is a fantastic restaurant, so good, and you don't hear me say that often in southern Utah. This is the kind of place that it actually could hold its own in Vegas. It could survive in Vegas, so that just tells you of the high quality. So now we're in Springdale. We're just going to show you just how beautiful Springdale is before we show you kind of the final thing, which is a smaller town closer to St. George. We're going to show you a cool development there, but you can just see all these beautiful rocks and
this is very catered to tourists, right? I
mean,
this is like lots of Airbnbs are in the area. You got like hotels, motels. You also have lots of gift shops. You have even like a lot of e-bike rentals. E-bikes are huge here. Yeah. Which we did a few weeks ago, which was a lot of fun. Yeah, because I kind of missed the boat on the whole e-bike thing, but it is actually a lot of fun to do, especially going through Zion on an e-bike. It just, again, you're sort of pedaling. I wouldn't say I worked up much of a sweat. You're kind of on a little motorcycle, basically, but it's a fun way to actually take it in because you're moving at a reasonable pace, and you can get through all the way from one end of Zion to the other pretty quickly.
Yeah, and we did it during the winter when the buses aren't running. For me personally, I like doing it better when the buses aren't running. But right now we're at the height of the tourist season, and I think you can see all the spill off. Yeah, so you look at all the spill off parking. Parking is full in the park right now. I just saw a sign, which is not uncommon. This is the height of the season, literally right now. So.
And this is going to be a bit of a trek because.
Well, they have buses. They have shuttles.
Because I'm going, man, this is actually a good ways to go before you get to Zion itself.
Yeah, they have to park here and see how they're waiting for the shuttles. You got to wait for the shuttle. So, and you got lots. If you like gems, gems and rocks.
My mom's all about this.
Yes. When she came out here, Sean wasn't going to do it, and I was like, let's just drive, get your mom some rocks. That's
she got
what
her
she
rocks.
wants. I'm like, we can take the 20-minute detour and buy her rocks.
What? Yeah, like quartz. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
Like, it's all these special.
The crystals, yeah. So Sean didn't want to do it. I'm like, let's just humor her, okay? Just go get her rocks.
She just wants her rocks. Yeah, so you see, and even within Zion Park, like National Park, there's actually another hotel that's there in the park. But obviously, a lot of this is just outside the park, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a decent amount of restaurants that are actually pretty good here. Of course, again, our favorite is Wild Time, but it is on the pricier side, I would definitely say. Wild Time. Pricier.
Would you say?
Pricier.
I mean, it's like Cheesecake Factory price, I guess, unless you're getting actually, I would say that the restaurants here are actually surprisingly decent for being a tourist trap like it is and all that stuff. I think that you're not getting gouged from restaurant pricing.
Yeah, so we're just going to turn around, so stay tuned for the cool little development that is closer to St. George. So now we're about 10 minutes away from Rockville, so we are in Virgin, Utah. We're going to show you this cute little development that is newer construction in Virgin, Utah. That's where we are.
So Kolob's to the right.
Yeah, so if you turn right, you can actually go to the part of Zion National Park that no one really goes to. So all the locals, when you don't want to be with the crowds, you turn right and you go to the Kolob, basically, area of Zion National Park.
Which is fantastic to go to in the summer because this is a reservoir there, so it's much cooler.
It's really high elevation too, like 7,500 feet. You get to high elevation very quickly. So yeah, people love to go up there in the summer when it's so hot.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just heading, so we're in Virgin, Utah.
So there's just different developments here, and you actually do cross the Virgin River. And yeah, I mean, it's just like there's so many different types of houses out here. There is some nightly rental also like options as well.
Yeah, so we're only about 35 minutes from downtown St. George. So again, this is just an example of a small town where, you know, you can have your cake and eat it too. You're close to the conveniences of modern civilization, but you feel like you're basically, you know, just out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, Virgin's almost like that sweet spot where it's not super touristy like Rockville and Springdale are.
Yeah.
But also it's not a big city. And in fact, you're right next door to Hurricane, which again, I would say for general shopping purposes, Hurricane's fine. They have grocery stores, they have hardware stores, they got that stuff. However, if you want even more, you're again, like you said, about 35 minutes away from downtown St. George, where you have all the conveniences.
Yeah, so we're heading into this development right here.
Rio de Sion.
Yeah, so it's called Rio de Sion. So there's some, you know, newer, and I mean, it's so weird when you're in St. George, like old is like 5 years ago. You're like, that house is old.
It is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people will build all sorts of things. RV garages are a big thing here. I'd say the more important thing is a 3-car garage. Like, you know, if it works within your budget, just because people love to have that extra garage space for their toys, right? For their dirt bikes, their side-by-sides, all that stuff. Whereas, and then the RV garage is like huge cavernous space if that's what you're looking for too. But yeah, like it's a really cute development, and again, there's other developments here too as well. And there's new construction even here happening to this day.
Yeah, you can see it. And then obviously you can see Zion in the distance. And then obviously you can see all of those vacation rentals that are up on the hill.
Teepees?
Yeah, those that are on the other side of the road.
Those are permanent teepees.
Yeah, so that's a glamping. It's a glamping destination, so.
And remember, I am a licensed realtor here in the state of Utah. So as much as we love making these videos, what we love more is to help you with your real estate needs. So whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, what you want to do is you want to give us a call or shoot us a text.
Yes, that number is a cell phone, so you can call us or text us, or you can use WhatsApp if you're outside the country.